Roman Reigns' lonely LA Knight teases cashing in on Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes set for a special segment on Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes makes a surprising confession about Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso sends cryptic message after Solo Sikoa betrays Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa sends a cryptic message after betraying Jimmy Uso and more. Let's jump right into it. LA Knight teases cashing in on Roman Reigns. LA Knight is ready for Money in the Bank and feels his crowning moment in WWE is long overdue. This week on SmackDown, Knight was in a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Monte Ford. The megastar picked up a huge win after he pinned the Street Profits member with some help from the ring ropes. During an interview segment SmackDown Lowdown, Knight spoke about the upcoming Money in the Bank ladder match. The megastar claimed that it didn't matter which other stars entered the contest since he was the one winning the whole thing. He even teased cashing in on anyone with a gold title and warned the title holder to be on the watch. Who's gonna be in this match? Does it matter? 6 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys, 10 guys, doesn't make a difference because one man will climb, make the acclivity up to that ladder, grab that briefcase. After that, any title I want. You say, LA, which title do you think you'll go to? Which title do you think you're gonna aim for? All I can tell you is if you're holding some gold title out there, keep your eyes out because I'm coming for you. Money in the Bank, yeah, long overdue. Guess whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game. Yeah, with this win, LA Knight joined the likes of Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This past week on Raw, Ricochet defeated The Miz to make his way into the match while Nakamura got the better of the monstrous Bronson Reed in their respective qualifying matches. WWE has also announced a few more qualifying matches for next week, with Baron Corbin going up against Butch and LDO member Santos Escobar facing Mustafa Ali. In the women's division, Bayley will take on Michin while Io Sky will face Shotzi on SmackDown. Who is your pick to win the Money in the Bank briefcase this year? Let us know in the comments section below. Seth Rollins surprisingly defends the World Heavyweight Championship ahead of WWE Raw. WWE announced Seth Rollins' first World Heavyweight Championship defense will be held on the upcoming episode of Raw. However, the Visionary has already made his first title defense on Saturday night's main event on June 3 from the Westchester County Center in White Plains, NY. Last week's Raw saw Rollins join forces with AJ Styles to defeat the Judgment Day's Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a tag team match. On the upcoming episode of the Red Brand, Damian Priest will challenge Seth for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the first televised defense of the title. The Visionary put his new title on the line against The Miz at a WWE Super Show on Saturday night. The match unsurprisingly ended with Seth Rollins retaining his title. His victory means that he will walk into Monday Night Raw with the title still around his waist. Priest will prove to be a formidable challenger for the champion, but he will likely retain the title following his first televised defense. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles had an epic battle at Night of Champions 2023 for the World Heavyweight Championship. In the end, Rollins came out on top to win the title. The Visionary is looking to prove himself as a fighting champion, unlike Roman Reigns. Speaking on WWE's The Bump, he said he would be open to defending the title anytime, anywhere, and against anyone. I want the competition, Rollins said. I don't want anybody from any brand. I don't care if it's SmackDown, Raw, NXT. I don't care if it's from anywhere across the globe. I want people to come through that curtain. Rollins continued, I want them to challenge me, whether it's a shot at the title, whether it's the title itself, whether it's a tag match, 6-man, cage match, doesn't matter to me. I want the fight. I want the excitement. I want to elevate myself and this title along with me. It looks like the title is in safe hands as Rollins shows up every week to entertain fans. He could end up having a memorable reign with the World Heavyweight Championship. Do you think Damian Priest could pick up a surprise win over Seth Rollins on Raw? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Cody Rhodes set for a special segment on Monday Night Raw. WWE superstar Cody Rhodes is advertised for the upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. This week's episode of Raw will emanate from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. Rhodes and Brock Lesnar have one victory over each other in a feud that started the night after WrestleMania 39. Cody has a fortuitous win over the Beast at Backlash in Puerto Rico, while Lesnar got retribution at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia when the American Nightmare passed out after excruciating pain from the Kimura lock on his broken arm. In a video snippet promoting the episode, WWE confirmed that Cody Rhodes would be appearing on Raw this week. The American Nightmare is slated to be the special guest on an episode of The Miz TV. Rhodes is expected to talk about Brock Lesnar with The Miz, which will further their story. Last week on the Red Brand, Rhodes delivered an emotionally charged promo where he issued an open challenge to Lesnar for another match. Cody claimed that Lesnar was afraid of him and so refused to show up on the show. This week, SmackDown went off the air after Roman Reigns' 1,000-day title reign celebration. However, Cody Rhodes came out for a dark match after the show. The American Nightmare faced off against The Miz. Cody was still seen wearing a brace on his broken arm. During the match, the A-lister tried to slam Rhodes with a steel chair, but the ref took away the foreign object. Cody then hit a Cody cutter, followed by the cross Rhodes for the 3 count. In the aftermath of the encounter, the American Nightmare stopped to pose with fans for photographs. The Miz is still yet to win a single encounter this year and has been on a serious losing streak, with his last win coming back in December 2022. This past Monday night, the must-see superstar was in a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Ricochet. However, he could come up with the win once again and missed out on a coveted spot in the ladder match. What do you think of Cody's rivalry with Brock Lesnar? Let us know in the comments section below. Cody Rhodes makes a surprising confession about Jimmy Uso. WWE superstar Cody Rhodes had some interesting words for the Usos after defeating Finn Balor at tonight's live event. WWE presented a live event from White Plains tonight. The card featured a street fight pitting the American Nightmare with the Judgment Day's Finn Balor. Cody Rhodes picked up a big win over the former Universal Champion. Following the match, Rhodes cut a heartfelt promo and said that he thinks he liked Jimmy Uso. "I don't know about Jay. I like Jimmy though. I'm with Jimmy. I think. Shortly before WrestleMania 39, Rhodes came face to face with Roman Reigns and delivered a passionate promo. At one point during the promo, Cody Rhodes predicted that the Bloodline will implode somewhere down the line and Reigns will be a chief without a tribe. Unfortunately, the American Nightmare failed to defeat Reigns at the show's show. At Night of Champions 2023, Reigns and Solo Sikoa lost an undisputed WWE Tag Team title match to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The loss came moments after Jimmy Uso betrayed the tribal chief and hit him with 2 devastating super kicks, to the utter surprise of fans in attendance. Thus, Rhodes' prediction about the Bloodline became a reality. Reigns had been tormenting Jimmy and Jey Uso for about 3 years, and Jimmy finally couldn't take it anymore. He snapped at the tribal chief at Night of Champions 2023 and put him down in the middle of the ring. Roman Reigns exacted revenge on Jimmy on the latest edition of WWE SmackDown, with Solo Sikoa hitting a Samoan spike on him. It's quite clear at this point that fans will be treated to a tag team match in the near future between Reigns and Sikoa and Jey and Jimmy Uso. Who's your favorite member of the Bloodline? Sound off in the comment section below. Jey Uso sends cryptic message after Solo Sikoa betrays Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso took to social media to send a cryptic message as he posted a photo of himself alongside his brother and now former Bloodline member Jimmy Uso. The same photo was captured moments after Jimmy was hit with a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa on this week's SmackDown. The closing stages of the show saw a major swerve as the Enforcer teased joining forces with his brothers over Roman Reigns, but that wasn't the case. Taking to his Instagram story, Jey posted the following photo without any context. This could potentially be an indication that this time around, Jey will choose his brother Jimmy over Reigns and not fall in line. At WWE Night of Champions, the Bloodline was in action against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Unfortunately for Roman Reigns, he could not win the undisputed Tag Team Championships, courtesy of the Usos. The closing stages of the tag team match saw the Usos interfere and accidentally superkick Solo Sikoa. This led to a furious Reigns shoving Jey Uso, only for Jimmy to hit him with a superkick. Speaking on Story Time with Dutch Mantel, wrestling veteran Dutch Mantel stated that he didn't care much about the match quality at Night of Champions, but was keen on the storyline progression within the Bloodline. The last one, the tag match with Roman Reigns and Solo versus Sami and Kevin, the match wasn't that great. I don't give a sleep about that match. I want to know the story that they're telling, and at the end, they advance that story. As long as the story gets advanced, and this is probably one of the greatest long-term angles that I've seen in my lifetime, said the veteran. With Jimmy Uso now out of the faction, it remains to be seen where Jey's loyalty lies. Should Jey pick Reigns or his brother Jimmy? Sound it off in the comments section below. Solo Sikoa sends a cryptic message after betraying Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa took to Twitter to post a cryptic tweet after he betrayed now former Bloodline member Jimmy Uso on this week's SmackDown. During the final segment of the show, Roman Reigns received the brand new undisputed WWE Universal Championship after achieving 1,000 days as the Universal Champion. Shortly after, he was interrupted by the Usos, who were involved in a confrontation with Reigns and Sikoa. Initially, it did seem that Sikoa was about to join forces with Jimmy and Jey Uso. However, the tribal chief was one step ahead as he led the Enforcer to betray his own brother. Taking to Twitter, Sikoa posted a cryptic tweet without any context. He refused to clarify his message. At WWE Night of Champions, Sikoa teamed up with Roman Reigns to challenge for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. This was his first opportunity to win gold on the main roster. However, that wasn't the case to be, as the Usos' interference played a big role in the match. The closing moments of the match saw the Usos accidentally superkick Sikoa. After further tension with Reigns, Jimmy Uso decided to superkick the tribal chief. Dutch Mantel was more than unhappy with the Bloodline segment from this week's episode of SmackDown. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's latest edition of Smack Talk, Mantell applauded WWE for taking things slow with the progression of the storyline. Very good segment, admitted Dutch Mantell. Paul Heyman had very little to say because there was nothing for him to say anyway. Had he said anything, it would not have helped it. But I applaud WWE on taking the slow, by the numbers, adding just a little bit of the story and doing a good job. Great job. The Bloodline's collapse began earlier this year when Sami Zayn hit Reigns with a steel chair and left the stable. Jimmy Uso became the first full-fledged member of the faction to get kicked out. As it stands, his brother Jay is still a part of the faction, and the tribal chief is confident that he will once again fall in line. Have you enjoyed the Bloodline storyline so far? Sound off in the comment section below. Roman Reigns lonely. WWE Universe recently came out in support of Roman Reigns after the latter claimed that he feels lonely despite being at the top of the business. On the most recent episode of SmackDown, the Tribal Chief was introduced to a new undisputed WWE Universal belt by Triple H for his 1,000-day reign as the Universal Champion. Later the same night, the Usos joined in during Reigns' celebration and a drama ensued between the Bloodline members. Eventually, Reigns' only companion Solo Sikoa backed him as he hit Jimmy Uso with a Samoan spike before the Tribal Chief walked away. Roman recently took to social media and mentioned how lonely he is without his family, the Bloodline, despite being at the top of the business. The fans backed the head of the table as they claimed that they will always be there for the latter. Some of them also heaped praise on Reigns as they mentioned that he deserved the new title that was presented to him. WWE veteran Dutch Mantell recently spoke about his theory on how Roman Reigns' character should change in WWE. While sharing his thoughts in an interview on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, Mantell mentioned that WWE should make the Bloodline turn against Roman and allow Cody Rhodes to win the titles. He further added that the Tribal Chief should be left alone after his loss against the American Nightmare, and that's how Reigns' character as a babyface would succeed. Mantell detailed, then Roman Reigns, turns babyface after the rest of the Bloodline turns on Roman and Cody Rhodes wins the title. Somebody beats the living crap out of him. See, Roman has no friends, and the only ones that come to help him are the Usos. Cause as much as they hate him, he's still a relative. He's family. That's how you book stuff. Dutch Mantell said, it would be exciting to see what plans WWE has going forward for Roman Reigns.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head.